Hello everyone, this is Erik, the Asian movie enthusiast, and this is my review of Chinese Odyssey 2002, a Hong Kong movie from 2002 that stars Tony Leung, Zhao Wei, Faye Wong, and Chang Chen. It was directed by Jeffrey Lau, but produced by Wong Kar Wai. Now, this is a period film, but I would actually classify it as a romantic comedy, and it's a good one. This is a good one. The film is set in Ming Dynasty, China. Tony Leung's character is the town bully, known for his boorish manners and reckless attitude, which have endeared him to no one, save his sister, played by Zhao Wei, who is rather odd herself and has a curious penchant for cross-dressing. It's apparent early on that both these siblings have virtually no prospect of marriage. Faye Wong is cast as a runaway princess who is dressed as a man, a disguise which fools both of our lead characters. Now, Tony immediately decides that he likes his newfound friend, so much that he will entrust his sister's hand in marriage to him. So this creates, a situation of miscommunication and awkward interaction, because no one knows that Faye Wong's character is actually a woman, because she's dressed like a guy. And we've seen this a million times before, right? Where a female character in a period film or television series just wears a man's clothing and nobody could tell it's a woman. So, but this is a comedy. It plays it for laughs. So it doesn't have to be realistic. Meanwhile, the emperor, played by Chang Chen, leaves the palace. He shows up to find his sister and more shenanigans occur. So Hong Kong comedies, I know I hear some people complain about them because they can grate on the nerves at times. But I'll say this. The humor in Chinese Odyssey 2002 is a high quality of Hong Kong humor. It does get a bit silly. It does get silly at times, but it is extremely charming at the same time. And it does have, there are aspects where it has a certain dryness or wittiness to the humor, some intelligence to the humor as well. So there's kind of a spectrum of jokes that are thrown in here. And there are some references to Wong Kar Wai's prior films, because he served as producer to this film. So I don't know if the director was just kind of going for that, or if Wong inserted that into the production from his end. But either way, you're going to get some references there. So if you're a fan of Wong Kar Wai's films, you're going to get some references here. Played for laughs. But if you miss a few of those jokes, don't worry, because there's plenty of other fun moments to enjoy. So you don't have to worry about that. When I watched this film, and this is the second time I watched this film, first time I saw it, probably 15 years ago. I remember liking it, and I watched it again, and I really liked it this time. When I watched this, there's just a smile on my face throughout almost the entire runtime. Very pleasant to watch. Pleasant is how I would define this film or explain it in one word. The fantastic cast helps matters. Tony Leung's comedic timing is pretty freaking legit. He's a very funny actor. Most people know him for his serious roles, you know what I mean? But he can elevate movies comedically, man. Even the Tokyo Raiders and Seoul Raiders films, which a lot of people don't like. I like those films, and Tony Leung's one of the main reasons why, because he's so funny in them. But I like him in everything, really. Let's be honest. Now, between this movie, So Close, and Green Tea, Zhao Wei earned a lifetime fandom for me, just from those three movies alone. So I love her in this. She's adorable and hilarious at the same time. Now, on the other hand, I've never really considered myself to be a huge Faye Wong fan, but after rewatching this film, I'm reconsidering that position. She's really good in this. Her filmography overall is very small, though. That's probably why. Because I've only seen maybe 3 or 4 of her films one time, 15 years ago, right? But I'm definitely looking forward to rewatching her collaborations with Wong Kar Wai, because I got that box set that I'm going to rewatch some of those movies in. So I'm really looking forward to it now, because coming off of this film where she's so charismatic, I'm definitely looking forward to seeing her performances again in those. Then we have Chang Chen as the Emperor, showcases his comedy chops as well. So all these actors, fantastic chemistry together. They make the film. That and kind of the script in terms of the humor. It's also a very nicely shot film as well. The period setting kind of gives the filmmakers ample opportunity for some nice architecture, some pretty clothing and colors, and they make use of that. I even like the music and the songs in this movie, too. There's a few songs that play and are sung at times. It's not a musical really per se, but there's like one or two moments where you get some music in there, and it's good music. Now, there's one frustration I have with this movie. Really just one. They filmed it Italian style. Alright? So Italian style filming. This is especially true back in the horror days of Italian cinema and the giallo days of Italian cinema. It means that each actor just speaks their best language on set. So in this case, you got some actors speaking Cantonese when they filmed it. And then you have other actors speaking Mandarin when they're filming it. So in the Cantonese version of the film, the Mandarin dialogue has to be dubbed over by someone, by a Cantonese voice actor. And vice versa. In the Mandarin version of the film, the Cantonese dialogue is dubbed over by a Mandarin voice actor. So that's a problem for me, because I want to hear all of these actors deliver their dialogue, not voice actors delivering the dialogue for them. Because a lot of a performance, and this is why I generally hate dubs, and it's something that, a lot of American viewers just can't wrap their head around. They're like, well, I don't understand. What's the difference? It's because with actors of this caliber, I need to listen to their actual voices and their delivery of the lines of dialogue. Having a voice actor do it for them, it's not as good. When you're dealing with an elite actor, it can't be as good. So that was a little bit of a frustration for me. Now, here's my strategy. All right, Zhao Wei and Chang Chen, I believe, were the two that filmed in Mandarin. Now, the Cantonese track for most of you is probably the way to go, because Chen does not even really have a significant role until like the midpoint of the film. So for the first half of the film, you got, two of the main actors and a lot of the supporting actors speaking Cantonese, and Zhao Wei speaking, getting dubbed over in Cantonese, right? But at the midpoint, when Chen shows up, he pairs off with Zhao Wei in a lot of their scenes. So they're speaking Mandarin to one another on set. And then you have Tony Leung and Faye Wong speaking Cantonese together on set. So what I did to try to avoid dubbing during the second half of the film, whenever Zhao Wei and Chang Chen would have their scene, bam, I use my remote control, and bam, I switch it to Mandarin. And then when they switch back to Tony and Faye, I switched the dialogue to Cantonese again. So and it did work pretty well, because the scenes would, they'd stretch out a little bit when they pair off. So that's a little bit obsessive on my end, maybe a little excessive, but I can't listen to Zhao Wei dubbed in any language. So that's the only part of the film that frustrated me a little bit. But again, do not let that deter you from watching the movie. And if you really want, you could probably just watch it twice. Watch the Cantonese dub and then watch the Mandarin one. And that way at least you get to hear all the actors speak over the course of 2 viewing sessions. But when all is said and done, I strongly recommend Chinese Odyssey 2002. If you're in the mood for like a funny film, a pleasant film, check it out. It's available on DVD. I'm not sure of any streaming options right now, but you can get it on DVD. And as always, we will see you next time.